Current read, it's really good. Library checkout, and of course, current read, really good. And then I went to the library again today. Don't Cry for Me, Daniel Black, and I read his author's note in the beginning, and I feel like I am definitely going to cry. Today's just been one of those days. He had me, of course, at Daniel Black. Don't Cry for Me. When you open up and you see his love for one of your favorite writers as well, to Ernest J. Gaines, who started the public healing of black fathers and sons years ago. Flowers in black and white. Yep. And then we learn how to turn pages. I just kind of wanted to show y'all. Yeah, I'm definitely going to cry. The author's note is something special. And, oh my goodness, it's so good about Alzheimer's, his dad, and things not said. And it's just that long. Okay, and the book starts November 12th, 2003. Dear Isaac. And I had to stop because this is one of those books that you just want to sit with all day and till it's done. I'm just trying to find out how many pages are in this book. Sorry my voice sounds like this, you guys. It's, what time is it? 10:43 at night. I was watching something on Instagram by Elif Shafak, an interview in her books that changed her life. She said it was books, plural, not just one book. I definitely appreciate that. All right, so there's how many pages? 301. This is possibly a day read or 2 days. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, it took me hours to get out of the house today, and then the only thing I did was go to a familiar place. I literally live... This table shouldn't be in here, I'm sorry. But I'm an artist. This is what I do. I had to bring the table in here because these are all the bags that I have the handles on, and then the other bags are over there waiting. So I got a lot done yesterday, and today I only have 5 more bags to do, and they are over there by a sewing machine. And my vendor showings are this coming Saturday and Sunday. Today, I just needed a break from doing anything, and I needed to get outside and see outside and be outside. I took my book to read, and I thought I could just spend hours today just drinking coffee somewhere and reading, because I'm not in the mood to, deal with all the, just too many thoughts in your head with life. You know how it gets. So anyway, this is the book that I was going to take to read, the current read. And I also took, of course, the other one. But when I got my car, I literally, excuse me, live closer to Barnes and Nobles than I do the library, but both of them are like Barnes. I live here, Barnes and Noble. I live here, library. Barnes, library. Of course, library, because I don't have to buy anything. I already went to Barnes, yesterday? And got Emma, sat in there, had coffee, had breakfast, and yeah, so today was a day to just go out and do the same thing and read, but without buying books. And I found myself at the library. And then I came home. I was like, I'm just going to go to bed because I'm just really not feeling well. Too many thoughts in my head, and I haven't painted. I always feel guilty if I don't work on something. And since I'm not 100% working due to me leaving jobs, I figured I got to do something. And what do I want to do more than anything? I want to paint. So I did paint today. As soon as I put down my library books on this table, I went into my little art studio storage space and I painted, and I felt good. And then I had to come in and eat, and I went to bed. And I got up about 9 something. It's now after 10 o'clock, and I'm ready to read. And I'll probably sew those other 5 straps or handles onto my tote bags tonight before I go to bed to feel a sense of accomplishment I always have to feel. And it's hard sometimes when you just need to put your mind to rest. So the library was very comforting for me today. I sat in there and I read because before going to the library, part of me not getting out of the house, I was getting dressed, and as I'm getting dressed, I'm watching booktube videos and I'm watching art videos. And so I watched the young kid named Frankie. Actually, I have it on autoplay. I was watching somebody else, and then Frankie's video came up, and I love his suggestions. I love how he completely talks about a book, whether he spoils it or not, I don't care. And then today he didn't want to spoil something, and this is the one he didn't want to spoil, Assembly. And I'm like, I'm not going to Barnes & Noble buying anything. I'm going straight to the library. Now, his copy was different, but it's by Natasha Brown, of course. Very easy to remember her name. My daughter's name is Natasha. Hey, Tasha. So, Mommy went to the library today to, get some peace in her head and go to a safe space. So, I went to the library, got Assembly, did not realize from him talking about it today, I thought it was this big, gigantic book that I could get into, and he was just gushing over it and didn't want to spoil the feelings. It was just great, him talking about it. And so I got it, and it's this tiny, so tiny. So I opened it, and of course I read a few of the pages, and I'm like, what? This is nice. Okay, sorry guys. Assembly. And, okay, so it starts with, all right, you have to stop this, she said. Stop what? He said. We're not doing anything. She wanted to correct him. There was no we. There was he, the subject, and her, the object, but he just told her, look, there's no point getting worked up over nothing, and so forth and so on. I'm thinking, it just went in. I'm sold. But anyway, I did read past that in the library, and I was enjoying it, and I thought, it's another short book. I'm going to read this in a day. I'm going to spend time in the morning when I get up, 6 or 7 or whatever. I'm going to read this before I start my painting day. And then I got, because this cover looks so pretty, I was like, Wild Women and the Blues. And instead of going inside the book, I looked up the author and read about her a little bit. And then I read the synopsis. And then I was like, yeah, I want to read this. There were some Tracy Brown books, but they were out of the order that I want to read them in. I only own one Tracy Brown book. And so when she passed away, I got her book off the shelf, and I go, oh, it's a part of the series. So should I buy them or what have you? So I was going to check them out at the library, but they only had 2 Tracy Brown books. And when I read the synopsis for one of them, I was like, no, I'm not ready. And plus, it's not in order. So I went looking for other things that caught my eye, knowing good and well that I just took back a lot of library books. The last batch I read about, let's see here. Wow. As you guys know, I bought both of the Karl Ove Knausgaard books from library checkouts, and I read one of them. And let's see here. The Bee Sting I took back because I want to buy it. So when I was at Barnes & Noble's, the Bee Sting paperback is thin. I'm thinking, what? Is this part of the book? What's going on here? So anyway, the bee sting was kind of weird. I went to buy Emma and I didn't buy the bee sting. It was only $10 and something. I was like, man, I should get this. But I'll go back. It ain't going nowhere. It's not going to grow mold and stale and they're going to throw it away. It's going to be there, right? So definitely going to buy the bee sting when I'm ready to buy it. So anyway, this right here, Wild Women in the Blues. Beautiful cover. Read about the author. 1925 Chicago is the jazz capital of the world. It's crazy because last night I watched about 3 or 4 different videos. One of them was a pretty long documentary on Chicago two-step. Love it, right? Or stepping. So, yeah. And then it goes to 2015. And yeah, so I read the back of that and it seemed like something I might be interested in. So I got it. What is that doing to my December TBR? I'm not reading these until January. Okay. So I also went looking for Elena Ferrante's book, the one that's out that everybody just is raving about, My Brilliant Friend. I've looked for it every single time that I've gone into the library and they never have it. And today when I looked, they didn't have it. This was the only Elena Ferrante book that was on the shelf, so I figured, well, since I can't get My Brilliant Friend, let me read this one to see if I can get into her style of writing, right? And so this is the cover and The Lying Life of Adults. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds interesting. 2 years before leaving home, my father said to my mother that I was very ugly, and I stopped there, and I read no more because I don't want to know. That sounded good enough for me. And then this sucker, again watching Frankie, and then I saw this book when I was in Bishop Arts in Dallas, and I kind of wanted it then, but I was like, no, I can't get everything. That's when I bought, what was it, Reservoir Bees, and I freaking love that book. And the Martinez book, oh man, I gotta read that too. So anyway, Our Share of Night. Now, thinking that Assembly was a big book, I thought this was going to be short. Look at this whopper of a book. And y'all know I love me some big books. So, and then I got, uh-oh. Okay, somebody left a, no, I put this in here because I remember picking this up. I didn't mean for it to get bent up. Warm up with a good book. That's what it says. And of course now you know what library I go to, which is really sad. Anyway, these are the books that I got from the library. Those are my beautiful bags that I want to sell Saturday and Sunday. Hope I sell out because I need to create, to live, and have a more peaceful mind. I freaking can't wait. Definitely. Oh my God, that's going to be a one-day read. That's going to be a one-day read. That's probably going to be a reread. I just feel it in my bones. And why do I have The Sacred Place on my shelf by Daniel Black? Still haven't read it. Okay, whatever, Denise. Let me get into this one. Set that right there. I'm about to read until, I don't know. It's almost 11. And so what I'll do is I'll read till I'm satisfied, get those bags sewn, and then probably read some more and go to bed. Peace out, you guys. Hope you're feeling good. Hope if you can't get out of the house because it's a gloomy day or cold or your mental is stressing you out. Something else I did when I was at the library when I was coming out, they were blowing all the leaves from fall around. Y'all know I love me some leaves. And this one was so cute right before I got in my car. And I thought, I can paint some leaves and do a leaf bag. How about that? And look at that color. I'm loving it. Fall and winter.